Video is brought to you by ClusterFix. We're just going to demonstrate on a cluster removal for a 2000 F150 model, probably similar for a 99 and maybe even a little bit later models. They're fairly easy to do. You really only need a couple tools. A 7mm socket with an extension and a ratchet, and a trim pry tool comes in handy. I've already got all the screws removed out of this one to save in some video time. And it only takes one size socket. There's going to be 3 screws up here in the top of the trim panel, so you'll want to take the extension off, get up there, get those screws out. And first of all, you can lower the steering column down, and to give you a little more room, you can move the shift selector down as well. This one's for an automatic, so we got the shift selector lever inside the cluster there, which will show you how to remove that. And so you can get your trim tool and get it underneath this trim and start popping it out. This is the steering column shroud trim here, and it pops out pretty easily. There's no screws holding this part in, and you can just kind of rotate it around and get that out of the way. So we already mentioned the 3 screws up here. There's also 2 screws on this side, right on the other side of the gear selector. 1, 2 here, and then there's 1 right here. So you see those once you take that trim piece off. And there's a hidden screw behind the light switch, and this comes out pretty easy. So you get your trim panel tool and you pop that out. It's just got some spring-loaded clips. Then you can depress the locking tab on these wire connectors and wiggle those out. And once you got that out of the way, you can set that aside. Like I said, there's a hidden screw right in here, and now that all the screws are out, this thing pops out pretty easy. You can use the trim tool if you need to, and you just work your way around there. And this one here, just rotate it out just like that. Now all that's holding it in is the 4 screws, same 7mm screws. So I already had them out, 2 on each side, 2 on top, 2 on bottom. And there's 2 connectors in the back side of the cluster. And you can remove those after you get this shift indicator out. And what you do to get the shift indicator out, there's just some little plastic tabs right here in the front. And if you squeeze them barely, you can wiggle this thing out. Actually, not in the front, they're in the back. You'll see a little latching mechanism there. Just kind of press them in gently with your fingers and work this thing out, and it pops out just like that. That way you don't risk breaking this. There's a cable that goes down below there. And I just move that out of the way. And then on the back side, same tabs you depress to get the connectors out. The other one's on the other side of it. Same thing there. And then you can squeeze it out there. So you got the 2 connectors there, and when you go back in, this easily slides back in once you got it in position, and all the screws go back in place. Trim panel pops back in, and it's the back side of the cluster there with the 2 connectors and the locking tabs on the top of them, so you know where to get your finger in there to release the locking tab to pull out the connector. Most of the problems these have are with the odometers, digital odometers, that are starting to dim out or blank out or be intermittent, and that's one of the things we repair on these. If you need repair service, you can give us a call at 509-366-9009, and you can also visit us on the web at www.clusterfix.com. Thank you.